Hey there, it's Kathy Hurlbert again. I'd like to talk to you today about creating templates in Google Slides to push out to students in Google Classroom for them to compose writing projects. You can also use these tips for creating really neat looking lessons that you can share with kids. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my Google Drive and start a new slide project. Now you can see I've already changed my slide dimensions here by going to File, Page Setup, and I changed it from widescreen to custom and then put in 8.5 by 11. I really like this because it just publishes really beautifully. So a lot of times I've seen people use themes. Themes are kind of just kind of a setup. I really like to use background. So when I click on background up here at the top, I can go ahead and pick any color that I want, but I also have more options than that. I can go to choose image and I can pick I can grab things by URL, take a snapshot, grab things from my drive, but I like to go to search. And let's say this student is going to be writing about outdoors, something to do with the outdoors. Maybe I want to add grass. So I type search grass, click it, and select. Now I've got a couple options here. I can just click done, but if I click add to theme, that will make any new slides that we add have that grass background. So I'm going to click done. So awesome, we've got the grass in the background. Now it's kind of like putting a bulletin board together. So your background is your butcher paper. Now I need to put somewhere for the students to work. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a text box by clicking on that T. Now my text box defaults to being transparent, but once I've drawn it out, I'm going to click the paint bucket and say let's make that white. I can go ahead and click the pencil and change my border of the text box to black and the little lines next to it. Maybe I want to thicken up the edges. So now I've got my template. I'm going to right click on the slide over here and make duplicate slide to make a couple extra copies. I can also, if I'd like to, and I should have mentioned this earlier, when I make that first slide, I want to go ahead and set the font size and font type so students don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's stick with Arial, but that 14 is kind of tiny, so I'm going to go with 24. So when the students come open the template, they won't have to mess with the fluff of designing the slide or choosing fonts. They can just jump right into the important part, which is sharing their learning. I can also go ahead and add some text here to prompt the students on some things that I want included. So I'm going to go to the Align button and say, let's start in the center, and I want them to add their title and their author's name. So I can give them some tips and tricks there. So that's just kind of how to establish the slide. I'll share with you next how to share that with students on Google Classroom.